If you had a time machine, where would you go? And what piece of tech would you bring with? Love the show. Always leaves me wanting more after each session. Oh, thank you very much, Sammy. That's a nice comment right there. Encouraging. Brings us back. Personal time machine. Wow. Obviously, a smartphone could potentially be useless, depending on where you're going. If you're going to the past, forget it. You can't plug it in. If you're going to the future, it's probably outdated and stupid, and you're going to be made fun of for bringing it with you. It would only act as an archaic representation of history. Maybe people would appreciate that, kind of how people appreciate a painting by today's standards. It's possible. I would probably go to the past rather than the future. You would go to the future, Jack? Jack's going to the future. The future is extremely unpredictable. It could be anything. It could be anything. But the problem is that it would likely be beyond your comprehension. The past, inherently comprehensible because we came from it. I'd probably travel back. I'd probably travel back to milkshakes and cheeseburgers. You know? Not a care in the world. 1955.
The American dream.
I'm going back to the American dream. Drive in when they come out on the roller skates. Wholesome pop music. What a time to be alive. I mean, there's bad stuff back then. The atomic era. Cars looked wild. Crazy sheet metal. Don't get in an accident. Your head turns into a cantaloupe. You know what I'm saying, Jack? But, yeah, I don't know. There's something interesting about this era. Just the optimism in general. Some people hate this optimism. Like, how dare they be so optimistic and happy? How dare they? What were they excited about? McDonald's and milkshakes and let's talk about their heart attacks. Let's talk about grass-fed beef. These people didn't care about grass-fed beef. Is there something to be said for the ignorance is bliss type of thing? I mean, that's obviously part of what was going on there. Oh, it might have been. It might have been grass-fed beef back then. Who knows? It was the beginning of many industrial situations that we're now living with. And of course, there's bad decisions too. It's not all good. It's not all gravy. That's never the case. But just maybe it's the sense that everything is ahead of you. Maybe it's an optimistic approach to the idea of competition, the idea of doing things and making things, the maker idea of it.
Industrious.
Industrious. The entrepreneurial nature of like, oh, the world needs all these things. Let's go do all these, let's make all these things. Let's get going. It just feels like a lot of invention from that time period. But not so far back that I'm like completely messed up. Like you bring me back to, I don't know, medieval times. What am I doing? I'm dead in a week. You know? So what's the fun in that? They look at me, they're like, what is this? What is this meat sack? What is this membrane? This thin skin? Somebody kill that guy. Yeah, that's what happens instantaneously. So I go back here, I share a little, I say, hey, some cool things are about to happen. I get myself one of those old school Cadillacs. I might even get in pink. You know? Or seafoam green. Like the Fender guitar I used to want. Fender Mustang. Look that one up. Oh, first you're going to do my car. That's the seafoam green down there, actually. Look at that thing. Imagine me rolling in that. I could pick one up today, Will. A restored version of it. It's space age. That's what it was. NASA outer space dreams. No limits. Can you think it? You can live it. The Jetsons. Willie do. Can you think it? Then do it. Let's go. Can you think it? Then let's go do it. I mean, bad things happen too. So I might be smoking cigarettes and that wouldn't be, yeah. I'm sure I would have a shortened lifespan. So it's not all good. Retrospect, hindsight, obviously. But you asked me where I was going, so I'm going to go there. I hope I can come back, though. Hope I can go temporarily. As far as tech's concerned, I'm going to have electricity. I'm not going to have cell towers, so honestly, a smartphone's kind of useless. Maybe I'll just bring some music or something. An iPod, jam-packed with music. Actually, I got an email from a guy, a modern-day artisan, who takes those old-school iPods and upgrades the storage to modern standards. So people off the grid, offline, can have gigantic inventories of music. Maybe something like that. I don't know. It's hard to say because you have to interact with whatever the infrastructure of the day is. The internet isn't really what it is now. You would have a power outlet, but you would need your device to function in a fairly standalone manner. So maybe something like that.